Welcome to an all-new exciting episode of All My Mudkips Character Battle. Last time on All My Mudkips, here are the updated standings. And today's fighters are Magkarp and Politoed. So make sure you leave a comment about who you want to win this character battle. So here's a battle with Lafasra. I'll leave the link to his profile in the description. He's a pretty good YouTube battler, and he has a lot of other good Pokemon-related videos. Anyway, I lead with Roserade, he leads with Swampert. I miss with the Sleep Powder off the bat, and that's really bad because he's able to get an Earthquake off and be down to 1 hit point. I went with the Sleep Powder, kind of predicting a switch, because, a switch would be pretty obvious against a grass type like Roserade. So now he does switch, and he goes into Clefable to eat the Sleep Powder. So Clefable's asleep, and I set up a layer of Toxic Spikes, and he switches out to Lucario. And I'm hoping he'll over-predict here, and I decide, you know what, I'll just go for the Hidden Power Fire. But he does go with the priority move, Bullet Punch, and takes down my Roserade. So I go into Steelix, because Steelix is really good defensive Pokemon, and I decide to set up the Stealth Rocks predicting a switch, and he goes into Heat Form Rotom, and I'm predicting a fire attack here, so I decide to go in Tyranitar, because Tyranitar can take the Overheat pretty well, but he actually sets up the Light Screen, so that really doesn't matter to Tyranitar either. And I'm going to go for a Taunt because I don't want to get Will-O-Wisped or Thunder Waved or something like Rotom does, which is gay. And he does try to Thunder Wave me, so it's a good thing I decide to try to Taunt. And I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance here, but he makes a pretty good switch and goes into Swampert. And I'm going to switch out here, and I decide to go into Gyarados because Gyarados can take the Waterfall or the Earthquake pretty well because he resists or is immune to them. And he actually still does quite a bit of damage with Waterfall. And I don't see the Life Orb, I don't see the leftovers, so I'm guessing at this point that this Swampert is banded. And I decide to go for a single Dragon Dance, and he does go for the Waterfall, and that brings me to about half health. And I'm just going to try to finish it off now with Waterfall. And I do go for the Waterfall, and that does take the Swampert down. And that's pretty good because Swampert is annoying, as everyone knows. And anyway, he goes into Rotom again, and I'm just going to hope for the flinch off the Waterfall. I really don't want to risk taunting and have him Thunderbolt or something. So I go, and I do get the flinch, which is really, really good. And that's going to let me take down the Rotom, and that was pretty big, because he said he was going to use Thunder Wave, and that would have been really bad for Gyarados, obviously. But in any regard, he does get taken down, and he now goes in a Latias. And I do have the Stone Edge, so I decide to go for that. And it takes it more than halfway down as he Dragon Pulses. And actually, Gyarados survives after the Sandstorm with 13 hit points, so that's pretty awesome that I did get to survive, too. And I'm just going to finish him off now with Stone Edge. So I take the Latias down, and that's pretty good. So Latias is down, and Gyarados is barely hanging in there. And he's just going to go into Luke and finish me off the priority move. Nothing much to say. I just let Gyarados die. Anyway, I send in something that can deal with Luke. And I go into Mismagius first because I don't know if he has the Crunch, because most Lukes these days are carrying Ice Punch instead. But he does have the Crunch, so this is a pretty old school Lucario. So, yeah, I decided to go into Zapdos because I know he doesn't have Ice Punch now, probably, and without Ice Punch, I'm pretty sure Zapdos can wall this Lucario. So, yeah, I decided to go for a Thunderbolt as he Swords Dances, and I probably should have went with the Heat Wave, but I was thinking, you know what, he might switch, and Thunderbolt's stronger move overall. But he does survive with a minuscule amount of hit points, and he's going to get a crit on this close combat, which is really gay, because I'm pretty sure he could have survived otherwise, and I went for the roost, predicting the close combat, or something that's not going to quite kill me. But he does get the crit, and it does take Zapdos down, and Luke goes down to the Life Orb recoil. So he goes into Pika, and I go into Tyranitar, and I'm just going to go for an Earthquake. It's super effective. And, yeah, he's going to try to Thunder me, but he's going to miss, and that wouldn't have KO'd anyway. But all he has left is Clefable, and he said the only attack move on his Clefable was Seismic Toss, and Miss Maggie is immune to that, so he's just going to run, realizing he can't win. But anyway, good game, Lafasra. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Peace.